Live as a chump, die as a chump. It's a very important coaching video tonight, guys. We're going to talk about guys who live as a chump and why they will always, always, always die as a chump. What inspired me to do this coaching video tonight is just all the massive pettiness that I've seen going on lately, especially with, you know, the climate of everything, politically, medically, right? Getting through this virus and all sorts of crazy stuff, and just seeing certain people just kind of act out, right? It's usually people who already kind of like gravitate towards outrage culture and already are angry people to begin with, that kind of like use what's going on in society to fuel their anger even more and spread their anger towards other people, right? And it always boils back to the pettiness, right? Because as I've taught you guys a million times over and over, I've always said this, that you can judge the success of a man by the things that bother him. Okay, so remember that. You can judge the success of a man by the things that bother him. And the more petty he is, the more of a chump he is. I hate to say it. The smaller the things that bother this guy, the bigger the chump he is. I was just downstairs. I'm traveling right now, right? So I was just downstairs earlier at this little cafe in my hotel, and there was a line to get the food, right? And I was almost at the front of the line. There was this guy in front of me, and anytime somebody did something, he would just kind of like look and shake his head, and he was almost like making himself angry. And then this person, like this kid, like kind of came to the front of the line to like there, because they had pizza there, right? And kind of looked at the front of the line to look at the pizza to see like if it was hot or if it was cold. And the guy just looks at him and he's like, "Excuse me, I'm in line. I'm in line." And the kid's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't cutting. I was just seeing if the pizza was like fresh or if it was like it had been sitting there." And the guy was like, "Well, you can wait in line for that, okay? You can wait in line if you want to do that." And I'm thinking to myself, the guy doesn't want to wait in this like 20-minute line just to see if the pizza's like cold or hot. And I was like seeing this kid, I'm like, he was like 6 feet away from him. I'm like, he's not trying to cut you. And the kid left, and like 5 minutes had passed. The guy's still shaking his head. He's still upset about it. And I mean, I could understand if the kid actually did something or tried to cut him, but no, he didn't. The guy was like still upset about it, and then he got his pizza. He was even kind of like mean to the cashier lady. Just an angry person, right? And I've seen behavior like this a lot. I'm just using this as an example because this just happened tonight. But I've seen a lot of this type of behavior. We went through a thing recently where people, like there was like a mask mandate and people needed to wear their face mask, and I saw a lot of mostly females like playing hall monitor or like playing mask police and just scolding everybody about their mask, right? Which is funny because I just saw this article about this lady who was at the beach, and she purposely went to the beach with a tape measure to make sure people were social distancing. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. When I say live as a chump, die as a chump, this goes for both males and females, right? It goes back to how do you want to live your life? What do you want to be remembered for, right? Because we're all gonna die one day, right? Life is short. You're gonna be on your deathbed one day looking back at how you spent your life. And do you really want to be on your deathbed looking back and the only memories you have are of you being a petty, negative, toxic little worm, right? Do you want to look back on your life and only have memories of you playing hall monitor, trying to tell everybody else what they're doing wrong, watching everybody, waiting for them to do something that upsets you so you can outrage and have a reason to be angry and feel oppressed, you know? Is that how you really want to look back on your life? Or do you just want to live your life and enjoy it for what it is? Enjoy it for all it's worth, right? That's what it boils down to. And this is why I say, I mean, live as a chump, die as a chump. Because those people that I'm talking about, people like super petty, super angry, always looking for something to be outraged about, there's very, very little you could ever do for those people. They cannot change. And believe me, there's a reason why they got to that level in their life where they're that petty, that angry, that negative, that toxic. It's because they've been surrounded by enablers their entire lives, right? They've had family members just like, oh, just let it go. Oh, don't worry about it, right? And it gets to the point where they grow into adults and they become so negative, so toxic, so petty that nobody wants to deal with them anymore. Nobody wants to even be around them or deal with them anymore because they don't want that negative energy entering into their lives. So a lot of these people tend to be very isolated. They tend to not have very many close friends. They even have like family members who try to avoid them. I mean, even family doesn't want to be around them, right? And then the very few friends that they do have are exactly like them. They're just as bad, just as negative, just as toxic, because like attracts like. And then they go throughout their entire lives like this. And then they turn like 80, 90, and then they finally die, right? They're finally on their deathbed at the end, and they look back on their lives, and that's all it was. It was a lifetime of anger. It was a lifetime of hostility. It was a lifetime of conflict. It was a lifetime of arguing with people, debating with people, being outraged, being angry, going to sleep upset, watching the news all day for more reasons to be angry. This is why I don't watch the news, guys, by the way, because the news is really meant to keep you angry. This is why I never watch the news, and I laugh at people who actually take the mainstream news seriously. I laugh at these people. It just shows how weak you are. If you're getting like all your information from the mainstream news, who is pushing their narrative for their political reasons, you're weak. You're not an individual. You have groupthink. You have hive mentality. Yeah, it's really, really sad. But at the end of the day, if you choose to live as a chump, you have to be willing to live with the consequences that you're going to die as a chump. You don't live as a chump and then die as a winner, right? That's just not how life works. That's not how nature works. That's not how the universe works, right? If you want to die as a winner, guess what? You've got to live as a winner. If you want to leave a legacy behind that you could be proud of, that your kids could be proud of, okay, you got to live that way. I think about this every single day. When it's my time to go, I want to look back on my life and go, wow, that was freaking awesome. That was badass. I helped so many guys. I added so much value to the world. I did my best, God. I did my best, right? I try to help as many people as possible. I try to spend as little time as possible angry, hateful, spreading negativity. I didn't want to do that. Instead, I did the best I could to spread as much positivity as I possibly could. That's just how I want to live, man. And that's how I want to die. I don't want to die looking back on my life at all the people I trolled, all the people that I roasted. I don't want to look back on that, right? That's just not who I am. It's not who I am as a Catholic. It's not who I am as a man. It's not how I was raised to be, and it's not how I want to be, right? And obviously, I'm human, you're human. There are going to be times where you get angry. There are going to be times you're going to let loose. There are going to be times where your cortisol levels are up, and you know what? That's okay. Okay? That's okay, as long as you don't make it a habit. As long as it doesn't become a daily routine for you to go out and spread negativity and anger and hatred and your own like frustrations, take those out on other people. And that's what I've seen a lot lately with everything going on. There's always something like event going on in the world that's going to cause people to be angry, whether it's like a police beating or this person was oppressed or we've got another virus or whatever it is. Stock market's crashing, got a housing crash, .com bubble crash, whatever it is. There's always going to be something going on, but that doesn't mean that you need to turn into an asshole and try to turn other people into assholes too because you're one and you can't see that you're one, right? And I've just seen a lot of this behavior lately with everything going on, and it's just, you know, it's beyond saddening, man. It's sickening. It's like, dude, you know, treat people like human beings, man, you know. And it's funny because like one group's always saying, oh, you know, stop the hate, stop the hate. It's like, dude, the only hate I see coming from is from you guys, right? You stop the hate, right? Because if you didn't hate people, you wouldn't even have to say that, right? Just be the change that you want to see in the world, right? And I think that's even an expression. Be the change that you want to see in the world. I'm a positive guy. I want to stay positive, so I try to spread positivity. I'm not trying to spread negativity, right? We had this mask thing in place. I wasn't trying to be like, hey, dude, your mask, put that mask on. You, put the mask on. It's not over your nose. Get it over your nose. I wasn't doing that. It's like, hey, dude, just as long as everybody keeps their 6 feet social distance, it's fine. And it's funny with the masking because the people who are like trying to play hall monitor, I was watching these videos on YouTube. They're walking right up to the people who weren't wearing masks and like they were breaking that 6 feet rule, right? They were totally breaking that. One time I was like walking, it was 105 degrees on the beach, and this guy who was probably like I don't know, he was maybe in his 60s or something. He was like, hey man, gotta have the mask on, but you're putting my life at risk. And like literally started going this diatribe. You're putting my life at risk. And I'm like, hey, lighten up, right? I'm like, relax. You don't have much time left, man. Just enjoy. No, you're putting my life at risk. I was like, by not wearing a mask in 105-degree weather when we're on the beach, like literally 50 feet apart from this guy. No, not 50 feet, like practically half a football field. I was meant to say 50 yards. And he like crossed all this way to try to tell me that. I always think these people have like psychological problems too when they do stuff like that. And it's like, dude, you're not right in the head, man. Because all you need to do is walk that way. But these people like purposely walk right towards you because they're looking for conflict. They're looking to fuel that anger. It's what gives them purpose in life, sadly, right? But anyway, yeah, this guy was like, yeah, you gotta have the mask over, putting my life at risk. Everybody's supposed to be wearing a mask. It's the law. I'm like, how long have you been practicing medicine? It's like, excuse me? I'm like, yeah, where's your medical practice at? He's like, what? And I'm like, you're a doctor, right? You a doctor? No, why would you say I'm a doctor? I'm like, okay, well, you're talking like you're a doctor. Oh, no, you're just following orders that you're getting from the mainstream media. You know, I was like literally wanting to tell this guy, like, just go home and wait for further instructions from the mainstream media if that's how you want to live your life. But anyway, countless examples of that. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, live like a chump, die like a chump. And every time I see anybody, no matter what's going on in the world, act out that way, where they're just constantly spreading their own self-anger, their own like self-inflicted frustration out on other people and trying to spread that and trying to play hall monitor on everybody. Just to go to like a spiritual level on this, you know, for me, I just see them just kind of like cursed with a lot of mental demons, right? They're just cursed with demons, right? That's the only way I could really explain this. It's like, you're obviously cursed and being prevented from enjoying your life. I'm not gonna let you come into my life and try to like distract me or prevent me from living and enjoying my own life, right? It's like, I'm not breaking any rules. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary that anybody else isn't doing, right? So I'm gonna keep enjoying my life. I don't care what you have to say, because I'm on a mission to leave a legacy. I'm on a mission to not just exist, but to live. And that's something I've taught you guys too. You're either living or you're merely existing. What do you want for yourself? Do you want to live or do you want to exist? Okay, big difference. Because when you're living, you have the ability to thrive, feel fulfilled, live to your full potential, and really enjoy your life, enjoy the short time where you're here. Or if you don't want to do that, then you're going to merely exist, right? Where you're constantly watching the news, you're constantly looking for reasons to get angry, to get outraged, to feel frustrated, and then spread that frustration onto other people because you're frustrated. Anytime you see somebody doing something that you don't like based on your own like narcissistic values, because you think that you're the only one who should exist in the world, you think that you're the only one that has like a belief system, and you don't have enough mental maturity to see that everybody is their own individual, unique individuals with their own individual, unique upbringing and issues and problems and life stories, right? You want to like basically see your own reflection in everybody else because you're that narcissistic. Guess what? You're not going to ever live. You're just going to exist. You're just going to exist in the world, and most people are just going to avoid you. The type of people I'm describing that live as chumps and die as chumps, most people just avoid them. Most people don't even bother to correct them anymore, especially if they've been enabled their entire lives and they grow into adults and they're still acting like that. Most people just don't want to deal with them. Even family have written them off. Like family might see them during holidays, Christmas, whatever, special occasions, but they're not close with them. They don't want to like spend time with them. They don't want them like coming over their house. They want to avoid them. You might have family members like that, right? And those people are just going to spend their lives existing. They're never going to feel joy, like genuine joy, genuine happiness, genuine fulfillment. They're never going to feel that because they're not living. They're their own worst enemy. They're doing this by their own hand, right? This is why I say they're cursed. I mean, they really are cursing themselves. They're preventing themselves from living and enjoying life, right? Because at the end of the day, when you live as a chump, you die as a chump. And my last point about that is, you guys love when I talk about haters. We all have haters, right? And your haters are no different, right? You're living rent-free in your haters' heads. They can't stop thinking about you, obsessing over you. They're living in your movie as opposed to their own. Okay, you're the observed. It's great for you, right? Just like my haters, great for me, right? I'm getting all the attention, getting all the focus, getting all the publicity, getting all the subscribers, selling more programs. It's great for me, bad for them. Even though they think they're winning in the short term, like if they do like, say they do like a hate video about me or whatever, it's like in the short term might make you feel good in the short term, but because I have mental maturity, I'm able to see the forest beyond the trees, and they can't because I have long-term thinking. They just continue to act out that way, right? And very few of these guys ever change. So I'm gonna wrap up here. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Okay, it helps me out a ton when you do that. Helps me out with that YouTube algorithm. And more importantly, it helps me reach other like-minded guys like yourself, right? And we can really build this tribe out and really reach even more men out there who think just like us, who want to become the best versions of themselves. So please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and that you're sharing my coaching videos with other like-minded friends of yours. Really appreciate it, guys. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason why I'm doing that is to protect my premium content in the event that YouTube ever tries to shut me down, which they may do in the future, never know, but I will always have my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private, secure, encrypted platform that I'm paying for. And right now you can gain access for just $1. You can become a premium AlphaMaleSecrets subscriber for just $1. And all you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It only takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.